Hey everybody, let's talk about stepping up, doing things that require a bit of a sense of taking a risk, taking a leap into the unknown, and stepping up, doing something that you would not normally comfortably do without really getting yourself driven about it or motivated about it or having a coach help you with it. I often talk about the importance of taking risks, namely social risks, as a means to gain a leap, to make a leap, to do something that very few other people tend to want to do, and in that, by separating yourself away from the pack in that regard, by doing things that feel a bit socially uncomfortable, whether they be inviting yourself to be interviewed somewhere, or to go to an event and meeting particular people, or holding your own podcast, or getting your voice out there. These things, for many people, at least initially, feel a bit uncomfortable, a bit awkward, and but at the same time, because they're awkward, it means that other people aren't really doing it, and there tends to be a tremendous amount of leverage wrapped up in those sorts of activities that feel like a social risk, are a bit of a social risk you looking like a moron, risk rejection. And I wanted to make this a bit more of an engaging video and encourage some of you guys to interact and get some of your comments down below. My question to you is, what are 3 ways where you are stepping up? You're going to make a commitment to stepping up, whether that, and it just has to be a little bit of a push, a little bit of a stretch. And I want it to be in an area that feels like a social risk, that is socially risky, that risks you getting embarrassed, saying the wrong thing in quotes, and getting in front of someone and having an uncomfortable conversation perhaps. What are 3 ways in which you're stepping up in a socially risky way that's going to create momentum in what you're doing, will give you an unfair advantage, will create movement, will create progress, will help you leap forward in whatever it is you're doing, whether you're an artist or an entrepreneur or a leader? What are 3 things, if you were to really consider them now, what could be 3 things that you commit to that is a social risk that's going to move you forward? And the interesting thing about this is that by making it concrete and getting it down in writing and getting it down as a commitment, that's going to be a big first step in actually attaining these things, in actually going forward and moving into these things. So get them down in a comment below, and we can all have a look at them, make them public, and keep it simple. Keep it to 3 things that you're going to commit to, and write them everywhere. Write them on your wall. Really absorb them in your mind, and make sure that you move towards these areas. You may need some support, some accountability. Maybe you get an accountability buddy to make sure that you're both moving towards those things, or taking the risk, taking the leap. For me, the 3 ways I'm stepping up is, number 1, doing podcast interviews. So up until now, I've been doing sort of off the cuff, short audio bites, sound bites, little podcasts of me just solo recording my ideas into the phone. But I'm starting to step up now. I'm starting to push myself outwards and expand and take on more social risk, take on more of a risk of being rejected or saying the wrong thing on audio in public. And so I'm taking on more interviews with people for my podcast, and eventually I'm going to amp that up to more video interviews where I'm really on film and I have full exposure, full vulnerability. But I know how important that's going to be for getting my ideas out there and expanding my network and meeting new people. So many benefits will come out of interacting with more people one-to-one in an interview. Me being the leader, me being the host in that way. So that's one way I'm stepping up, and I'm going to commit to these next week. I was supposed to have a podcast interview with someone last week, but we had an internet issue, but it's moving ahead. So that's one way I'm stepping up. Another way is that I've joined recently a group, a coaching group, a sort of inner circle where there's about 9 or 10 of us in one group, and we we have a coach who runs the thing, and we all move together, sharing ideas and holding each other accountable on certain tasks and helping each other out. It's a sort of a support community for coaches, and that takes a bit of a sense of social risk. Every week we have a group call. I haven't done it yet. We have a group call where all of us are all live, all listening to each other in a group situation. For me, I've always been a bit nervous around groups, especially communicating in a group setting. So that's an important step. A way I'm stepping up is joining this group. There's an investment associated with it, a financial investment, so that's also scary. And I'm meeting all these new people and sharing my ideas and even getting a little bit vulnerable with these people. So that's certainly a social risk that I'm stepping into. That's going to help me. That's going to help me grow as a coach and as a business leader and as a leader. That's number 2. And then the third way that I'm stepping up is I'm going to build a community of founders, leaders, CEOs in London. That's the plan, at least, where I bring these guys together and we go for walks through the city, 1 hour, 2 hours at a time, and it's a group of us, maybe like 8 people, twice a month, once a month. I'm still figuring that out, but that's the plan. That's the way I'm stepping up. I'm going to become a leader. I'm going to sort of nominate myself as a leader and bring these guys together in a group where we just discuss and mingle and network amongst each other. And it's done in the context of a walk. So we're seeing the city whilst meeting each other and having a chat. But it's going to take a bit of organisation. It's going to take a lot of reaching out to new people. It's going to take me being in a leadership position. And for the most part of my life, I've spent it behind a screen, shying away, scared to interact with too many people, scared to go out to events and things. And so this is going to be certainly a big way of me stepping up, creating a bit of a network, creating a community, being a community leader. But all these 3 things for me are going to make noticeable shifts in momentum in terms of my own self-growth, but also my business's growth, my knowledge, my expertise, and my network is going to grow as a result of all this stuff. Even though it's scary, it's a scary step in that respect. But those are my 3, and I have those 3 in my head now, and I've got them down on paper. And I want to get you guys involved as well. So think about the 3 ways that you're going to be stepping up. I know that there's a big handful of very ambitious people amongst you. I know that you're one of them, so be vocal about it. Where are you going? What are you creating in your world? How are you taking a social risk? And how are you stepping up? 3 ways, write them down below. We'd love to see your response. Make it public. Allow the rest of us to take a look and to support each other. And I'm rooting for you. I want to see you succeed in this. And I'll be sharing more about these social risk step up exercises in future videos. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like this if you liked it. Give me some ideas. Give me feedback below. And looking forward to chatting with you in the next one.